This is Brian Calle for the Orange County Register, and I'm here with California State Assemblyman Tran, who is running for Congress against Rep. Loretta Sanchez. Van, thanks for coming today.
Well, thank you for having me.
So the biggest issue, I think, on most people's minds and the people that are going to vote on your election is jobs and the economy. As a congressperson, what would you do on jobs and the economy?
Well, definitely the role of a member of Congress is to promote for more jobs and create policies that will revitalize and improve the economy. Also, parallel with jobs and the economy, the residents of the 47th Congressional District are very concerned about the runaway spending that Washington is undertaking right now.
Would you consider the so-called Recovery and Reinvestment Act as part of that runaway spending, and would you support a similar stimulus package?
There has been a litany within the past 16 months, a litany of programs that have been espoused by the Obama administration, by the Democratic Congress, that really burden and create more debts and deficits on the economy. The Obama stimulus package, the so-called stimulus package, has not specifically hit home here in Central Orange County and in the 47th Congressional. And the unemployment rate here in Santa Ana or in Central Orange County is higher than the county average. It's higher than the state average.
What are the numbers?
The number hovers between the high 13s to the low 14%. So it's a very scary situation. Based on our contact and our discussion with voters and neighbors in the area, their concern is to how to get out of this bad economy, how to promote jobs, and how to create more opportunities for the working families.
Now, you mentioned other policies by the administration that burden the American people. One of those, arguably, Obamacare. What is your position on repealing Obamacare? Would you replace it with something else? What would you do?
Definitely, there are issues related to our healthcare system, both in California as well as at the federal level. But to chuck out the entire healthcare system wholesale and replace it with a government-run system, this is not how this country is founded on or run by. And we ought to improve the healthcare system based on three criteria that I've been espousing and talking about as a state legislator. Those are accessibility, flexibility for the families, as well as the quality of care. Any types of policy that promote and improve upon those three criteria for the working families and residents, then I would support and push upon.
Another issue that you'll face, it's a hot topic right now, is immigration reform, probably in your district as well. What would you do as a congressman to address immigration reform at the federal level?
Well, the federal government has the primary responsibility for immigration. Obviously, the first issue is to deal with our border and to prevent terrorists from coming over, to basically safeguard our border so that there won't be any illegal activities that's ongoing. Secondly, as far as the emotional and passionate issue of immigration as a whole, I do not believe in a blanket unilateral amnesty program, because that has been proven not to work in the past. During the 80s, that would create and incentivize for more illegal immigrations to come in the country. But we need to come together and stop talking past each other and basically jockeying for political positions, whether on the left or the right, to deal with this one issue. All the shareholders need to sit down in the same room and talk with each other to come up with a solution that will perhaps not everybody will like, but at least that all of us can live with.
Now, in Sacramento, you don't deal with foreign policy issues too much, but on the federal level, you will. We just saw that our end of combat in Iraq. What is your philosophy on Afghanistan and going forward in our war efforts there?
First of all, I applaud and honor the troops who are sacrificing on a daily basis in both Afghanistan and Iraq and in the Middle East in general and overseas, who have given their lives as well as to protect and preserve our liberty and freedoms here at home. Any types of foreign policies or military policies that we are going to have, whether in Iraq or Afghanistan or anywhere around the world, we have to protect and also to support our troops.
Sure.
And we have to go in with the support of the American people, but also with a sober realization that things can get hairy. but we must be consistent with our allies and make sure that we support them and to promote democracy and liberty, all the values that we care about as we serve our role here.
Okay, and then one last question. Every once in a while, the interviewer gets to ask his favorite question, and since I don't think I'll ever be able to enjoy the benefits of Social Security, what would you do to reform the Social Security system in our country, should you be elected to Congress?
Well, the Social Security system has a lot of issues, obviously, but there have been talks about privatization of Social Security. I'm not sure that is the route that where we are going. The bottom line is that the federal government is spending as if there's no tomorrow. There has to be fiscal discipline and also accountability in expenditures at all levels, including and especially in Washington, D.C. So in order for us to safeguard, and that is one of the priorities that I have, and that is to safeguard the Social Security system, because our seniors during their golden years depend on that, on fixed income, and we need and have a moral, both a moral as well as a political responsibility to take care of our parents and our grandparents. So we're going to have to continue to work on this issue and ensure that it's adequately funded for our seniors.
Great. Well, thanks very much, Van, for joining me today.
Thank you
Appreciate
so
it.
much.
Appreciate it. This is Brian Calle for the Orange County Register Opinion.